Hello everybody, Bob Fox here, Mayor candidate for Colton, West Virginia. Didn't really plan on saying a whole lot before the election. Just trying to keep the peace, be respectful. But I don't know if you all have seen, Cindy Marsh had a post up about a water situation yesterday. And I mentioned it to my wife and she looked at it. She actually, apparently while I was asleep last night, had put a post up and was kind of upset at the way people were acting already, and I don't blame her. Like I said, I've kept my mouth shut, but it really bothers me that my wife's getting worked up about this stuff. But I just wanted to reach out to everybody, give everybody a little heads up of everything going on. Tomorrow's the election. Polls open at 6:30 a.m., close at 7:30 p.m., at least from what I've been told. Nobody from the corporation has been in contact with anyone. There's been very little correspondence with anything. I'm like the last person to find out about early voting or find out even when the polls open, even though I'm on the ballot. First off, I want to say this. My initial post, you can go back on my news feed and read it. It's not private. Everything on my page is public for anyone to see. But I had nothing bad to say about Jim Rossi. There was nothing to do with him. This whole ordeal wasn't. And I still haven't said nothing bad about him through this ordeal. And I don't plan to initially try to. But there has been a lot of bad mouthing going on about me from a lot of people that don't even know me, has not even spoken a word to me or anything. And I just wanted to clear the air about a few things. First off, I've lived here for 6 years. I've tried to go around here lately and talk to everybody about the ordeal. Campaign a little bit, I guess you could call it. Get to meet some of the people I haven't met because I keep to myself. I have 6 kids, a wife, a dog. 2 of my kids have very serious health conditions, so I don't go out a whole lot. Most of my time outside of my house is either spent at work or helping the neighbors on our dead-end street on Brook Street out. That's where you're going to find me most of the time, especially in the summer. My house or one of my neighbors' house, helping with them, or in the pool with my kids, or taking care of my little babies and whatnot. Sorry, forgot what I was going to say. But I don't have any set plans. I'm not going around making promises and putting a bunch of stuff out on the road. My signs have been put up. They weren't made by me. They weren't commissioned by me. I had nothing to do with those. They were bought by other constituents that wanted to support the cause. And the only thing I've bought is a couple window decal stickers I've given to people that's asked. That's the only thing that that's been paid for by the candidate. So just want to throw that out there. I had no intentions of making this a huge thing. I just wanted to clear a couple things that's kind of aggravated me through this whole situation. Word has got around. I'm just going off hearsay, and I'm not going to make a big deal about it. I'm not mad. It's kind of aggravating to hear stuff, but somebody allegedly is going around saying I'm 20 years old and don't know anything, which is a lie. I'm almost 32 years old, very intelligent on a lot of subjects. No, I've never been in politics, never wanted to be, but I'm going to give my best shot for this if I do win. And if that person, if you see this, hear about this, you know where my house is, you know how to come talk to me if you have a problem or want to run your mouth. That's all I'm going to say. Just little stupid things like that. People want to be dumb about things. You said I haven't had a problem with Jim, but like I said, all this stuff going around. I'm sitting here at Gerard's store right now between my sign and Jim Rossi's sign. And we got Mr. Tim Helmick down here wanted to make a comment on a post the other day about voting for Fox would be like voting for Biden. I'm not wrapped up in the Democrat-Republican war. I could care less what party you're for. I really could. I just want to do what's right. That's all I ask for people. It's all I've asked is honesty and do what's right. But Mr. Tim Helmick made this statement. He's made statements in the past about Jim as his man, and I've responded politely, respectfully, just saying That's your right. That's what a democracy's for. But to say voting for me is like voting for Biden, it's kind of redundant. First off, I'm running as a Republican. Pretty sure Mr. Rossi is running as a Democrat. Pretty sure Joe Biden spent 40 some years in office and didn't accomplish a whole lot. And I'm pretty sure, according to Jim Rossi's letter he's put on some of his signs where he's got 3 major accomplishments, that's not doing a whole lot in 30 years, in my opinion, as a mayor either. Sorry to say that. So a vote for Bob Fox wouldn't be a vote for Biden. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense, in my opinion. And you can take that to the bank. Other than that, I mean, like I said, have no problem with Jim. The integrity, knowledge, and commitment, I'm not questioning his integrity. I'm not questioning his knowledge. Jim's a very intelligent guy. He's got a degree. He used to be a teacher. He's retired. Commitment's the one I question. A lot of neighbors have told me that they've talked to Jim over the years and he didn't want this job anymore. But that seems to be not the case. I gave him an out. I'm running for office and just because. Nothing against Jim. But I gave him an out where he didn't have to run. And when I tried to call Miss Sylvester, or when I tried to call and put my name on the ballot, Miss Sylvester was very adamant that who would want that kind of headache? And, there's no pay involved. It's just a lot of headache and a lot of this and that nonsense, trying to talk me out of running for office. I have nothing against Mrs. Sylvester either. I've been polite with her any dealings I've had, which they've all been on the phone, concerning the water bill or something like that. I've tried to be like that with everyone in this town. Yes, ma'am. No, sir. Anything. And I don't think there is probably one person in this town that honestly could say something bad about me and honestly know it or honestly believe it. So with that being said, since everybody seems to have such a big problem, Jim doesn't want to run for office, but yet he's going to take on all these headaches again, and he's going to continue to do things like make sure the roads are plowed when the DOH actually takes care of plowing the roads and mowing the grass along the roads and paving said roads. City might have a little bit of say in the paved roads, I'll say that, but the state road plows the roads. I will say, if Jim was in charge of plowing the roads, he hasn't done a very good job at that, because I live on Brook Street, which is still in the city limits, and we get plowed like 5 times a year. Maybe once a day if we're lucky when we have a lot of snow. It's not a big deal, but I'm just saying, if you're going to make these kind of promises, you should stand behind them. There's a lot of things I want to do to try to help our city. It's a beautiful community. There's lots of wonderful people here. Like I said previously, I'm raising 6 kids in this city. Honestly, I'm raising 6 kids in this small town community, is what I'm going to call it, because that's what it is. I graduated from grade school here. My dad graduated high school here in the 50s. Went to school with a lot of people that still live down here. A lot of people know my dad. Some of the people's parents that I went to school with still live down here, and now I've developed relationships with, talked to, spoke to. Excuse me. And there's a lot of things I want to do. The water system, I'd like to do something for us, for the water system. If Jim gets it done, more power to him. Okay? I want to do something with Gerard's store. I don't know where to go with it. I'd like to get something done for the city, for this store. This has been a cornerstone. I remember going to this store as a kid. Council meetings. Up until this election, I've lived here for going on 6, maybe 7 years. I had no idea we had 5 councilmen and women. No idea. Knew we had a mayor, that's it. They posted the ad in the paper for running for election, and I was like astounded that we have 5 councilmen and women. I want to work with these men and women and make this a better place if I do get elected. I've never been notified in the 6 years I've been here of a city council meeting. From what I understand, they're private. I don't believe that should be a thing. We should at least have an open council meeting at least once a quarter for the city to attend, for the city to voice their concerns, so the citizens have a voice. The mayor and city council do not need to just do everything on their own. We need to have input from our citizens of, what's wrong, what's going on down on 3rd Street or 5th Street, what's happening down at the end of Randolph Street by the church, what's wrong with that bridge, just stuff like that. The citizens need to be able to voice their concerns. So I believe we should have open, maybe not every month, maybe not every 2 months. Like I said, once a quarter, I think would be sufficient. It might end up being every month if we could do it. But if I win, I would talk with the city council the city council members, and discuss this with them. There's all kinds of things, from getting the streets clean. I'm not close friends with the sheriff, but I am close enough friends with the sheriff that I've talked to him a few times since I've announced my candidacy and voiced my concerns with what's wrong with some of the crime in our city. No, we're not New York City. We're not Huntington. We're not Elkins. I mean, by gosh, we're not even Mill Creek. But a lot of you might not know, I used to be a deputy sheriff. I spent 5 years working in the criminal justice system. I know drugs when I see them. I may have never done any in my life, but I'm not stupid. I know drugs when I see them. I know what's going on, and I would like to put a stop to that. Last year, my neighbors and I had our whole side of the street posted to keep people from going to the swimming hole because of drug addicts going through our yard and getting to the swimming hole, and then taking selfies in my neighbor's yard with needles sticking out of their pockets. Now, the neighbor that this guy was hanging out with is no longer in Colton. He's actually in jail right now. So that's kind of slowed that a bit, but there's still other problems. There's still other hot spots. And I've spoke with Sheriff Elbin. I've sent him names of people that I'm adamantly sure that are in the drug trade, per se, in Colton. And I will work with him tirelessly to try to alleviate some of this problem. I can't make any promises because, as you guys just heard, I used to be a cop, and I know how things work. I know how the courts work. I know what a deputy's job can be. But I will be with Rob Elbin and try to do what I can to help at least do that with the community. Now, with all of this being said, I'm going to end this little soapbox thing right now. Everybody knows where I live. Brook Street, Big Red House, used to be Eleanor D'Amato's. You can't miss us. Our name is on the side of the house in 2 or 3 different places. You're more than welcome to come, sit down, have a conversation, drink a bottle of tea, water, whatever. I'll be mowing the grass all day and spending time with my kids. So just want to wish everyone a happy Memorial Day. And if you have any questions or concerns, you guys know where to find me. If I lose the election, I'll be keeping to myself even more. No big deal. If I win the election, you guys know where to find me. Just, be respectful to me about it. And I wish Jim the best of luck. If he wins, go Jim. I hope you get some stuff done. I have nothing against you. I hope you do more the next 4 years than what's going on the last 6 years I've been here. That's all I'm going to say. And like I said, voting's tomorrow. Everybody have Memorial Day, and thank you.